I really look forward to celebrating your success. We're going to hear a little bit about what the Value Improvement Program is, and I'd like to ask David Ganter, who is our Director of Strategy Improvement, to walk us through that.
Hi, everybody. I am honored to be standing in front of people. I want to echo Jody's comments with people who have invested time and effort and being upset at me and being upset at people on their teams and working through things and finding solutions and moving things forward. I've had good days, I've had bad days, but I tell you, the good days are the ones when I see the teams coming forward with the results and the things they've achieved. So this is about everybody that's sitting out there today. So we had a presentation, for those who were here earlier, we were talking, John did a great presentation on management systems. We're now I'm just providing some context to narrow it down a bit. We're talking now about a specific program to help achieve one of our 5 areas of focus within the college. We have measures and objectives associated with this, and I just want to give you a bit of history on how we got to where we're at today. And I'm not going to try and spend too long because I think you want to hear the report outs from these teams. That's the most fun part of this. Okay, so the VIP program, I don't know, I always ask this question is, have you ever felt like a VIP on a plane ride, in a restaurant, in anywhere? That's what we're trying to make the experience for our students at Norquest College in everything that we do by providing better value, better cycle times, everything. We want them to feel like VIPs. Carolyn once told me, what was it was a story about, imagine if you could have hot, warm cookies on an airplane, something like that when you're flying along after a 4-hour flight, and all of a sudden the airlines are starting to do warm cookies again. It's great. Like it makes you feel that little bit special, and it's a special experience for you at the end of the day. So that's what we're rooted in. The key principles, we've spent a lot of time and we've had a lot of debates on this. So the first one is we believe in choosing the right tool for, we call it the right problem or the problem that we have to solve. Lean is one, without a doubt, and it's a tool we're using and we're out there doing it. We found there's problems where it needs Six Sigma, and it's been very effective for us. And we found where there's also situations where we need BPM. We need broader system-wide thinking, things to make bigger changes. And so we haven't invested, and sorry, this was rooted in research by, I'm very fortunate to have a great team, and they found that people who just invested in Lean, just invested in Six Sigma, or just invested in BPM, they were limited over time. They ran into ceilings, and they just needed to expand their set of the tools that they had to do other problems. The second is, and Jody touched on this, it's bottom-up thinking. Look at all the people in the room. This is all about everybody taking ownership and running with things out there and making it happen. They're all student-focused. It's based, this is what it's about. It's about providing value to our students at the end of the day. Is John still here? There you are, perfect. So I wanted to stress here, and I've got culture on that slide, and I was gonna duck because I thought you might throw something at me. But what we believe in, and it's a fundamental principle, is that this is going to require a massive change in thinking, in how we go about doing things at Norquest. And this is one of the ways where we're helping people through in the steps. We use DMAIC typically, in the steps in helping people to do things differently and feel empowered to solve the problems that our customers have. And the last is a train-do approach. The courses we do for folks are typically structured that you take some training, then you go out and you do the work, then you come back and you do another round of training, then you go do the work, and it's structured along with the implementations for a number of the report outs you're going to hear were done. It was a train-do approach all the way through to implementation. Okay, I'm going to talk really quickly about on the culture side. I'd be a liar to say everything was 100% successful and hallelujah, it was fantastic. We know there's a massive shift going on at Norquest. We know there's people that love what's going on the process side, and there's people that are lining up on the other front and going, hey, I don't necessarily support this. And to me, that was evidenced in the employee engagement survey. I think the top 5 number of comments on the positive side were in relation to the value improvement program. And the top 5 negative comments, the number of them in the college, were related to the value improvement program. So you've got a split going on now, and I think people are working through a massive thing that we're doing. And I'm telling you, we're rooted in our 5 areas of focus. That's why we're doing this. This is helping us to get to where we've set our objectives. Okay, this is a slide that I'll spend time with anybody that wants to afterwards to explain a bit more. But what this is basically about, and John, this gets to your point about system-wide thinking. So our belief that is planning, the top end, action and objective setting, that then feeds into our top end, our enterprise level thinking. And all these boxes for Norquest are not filled perfectly yet. So John, I forgot what the graph was that you said about where you create your operations. Like it's a business model, and then you do your structure from there. That's what we're referring to when we say enterprise model there as well. The next layer then is your business process level, and then you got an implementation level. So to John's point, I'm stealing everything from you, John, here. The implementation level is if you just go out and you do implementations all over the place and you don't link it to your strategy and you don't link it to where you're going and your objectives, you're going to have a lot of random awesome stuff going on that might even be competing with each other. So that's the point of this loop. And then it's a continuous improvement cycle as it loops back up. And you'll see it with the numbers with the teams that we spend a lot of time in working through that. Okay, this is year one in our journey at Norquest. And we started in August 2011 with the hiring of 2 folks, Carolyn Celine, and where's Wendy Wong? There, she's hiding over here. So we set out to develop our approach for how we were going to go about doing this. And we received executive approval in October. I want to stress this again, I always talk about the 5 areas of focus. It was rooted in the themes about what we're after at Norquest, our 5, and I'm not going into detail on that, our 5 areas where we're focusing in on these and the measures associated with that. We went out and realized we needed some bench strength, so we need some help on the training side, so we did a tender. We did a leadership forum kickoff, which Blaine was at and presented for us. Thanks, Blaine. Then we did our opportunity assessment, and again, rooted, it was all about, based on our 5 areas of focus, linked to our strategy, choosing the projects that were going to help us move forward the most in relation to that. After that, we moved into training, executed on projects, and we're in report out land here now in this time frame. And we wanted to make sure we took some time today to look back on the year and recognize the achievements of people in year one. So this is, what we're reporting on today is like August to the end of June, basically, is a cycle. So 8-10 month period, something like that. Okay, this was the only slide my team told me I should spend much time on, but I've spent time on other stuff. We've got internally, the way our team is positioned is we have 3 service levels. We believe, and for different projects, again, we provide different levels of service. So the top is full service, where we'll go in, as Carolyn or Wendy will go in, and they'll lead a team through it. They will do the arms and the legs work. They'll do everything. It's a full service thing. We're not teaching people how to fish in this one. We're giving people the fish, giving them solutions, saying, here's what needs to be implemented, here's how it needs to happen. We're not looking to create a legacy there. We're going in to fix a process. The second level is facilitated, and this is where, at Norquest, we call them collaboratives, where we set up the train-do approach, where we're there to help and facilitate people through. And this is now teaching people how to fish. This is where we're getting into that analogy more. And the last is self-service. So we've got keener divisions or people out there that go, I get it, Dave. I get what you're doing. I get the methodology. We're going to go out and we're going to implement because we know how to follow these steps. And so we make sure that we're still working and supporting wherever we can these 3 levels of service. And these are the items that we provide as a service internally to our clients. All right, next steps. Hopefully I'm giving you some context to what we're doing in our journey. So for 12-13, we want to gain more momentum on implementing more rapid improvement projects. What's neat is we're seeing a move to individual divisions now instead of us leading it and driving it forward. We're seeing deans and directors saying, I need to get this process improvement done. This is my big problem. What's the holdup? My constraint, the biggest constraint. We need to move this forward, and they're coming forward, and they're the ones driving it forward. Thanks, John. We're encouraging all over the place people to do self-initiated projects in those areas of constraint, so their focus. We're spending time a bit on larger transformational type projects and trying to support those ones as well, where we need to be more of a full service. And the last is we're moving into business development activities for process improvement. And for example, Lakeland College was on campus looking at the way we're doing our approach to value improvement. And they're very interested in our training and joining in, I think, with us. And hopefully something comes from that. All right. That's the lay of the land for value improvement.